Hey guys, I've had a lot of questions after yesterday's video, just about exactly what are we doing. Maybe the graph at the beginning of the video kind of scared you away, but I'm just going to break down some more examples to help you complete the homework problems. Basically what we're doing, it's called the zero property. We're solving quadratic equations by factoring. You're going to factor the equation and then set each part equal to 0. That's why it's called the zero property. The first example would be factored using the greatest common factor. If I have x squared plus 5x equals 0, they both have an x in common, so you can factor out an x. And then in parentheses, you'll put what's left over after you divide both parts by x. So that would be x plus 5, and that equals 0. We've learned about this type of factoring in the past, so if you have your notes at home with you, you can look this up in your notes. Now, I can take each part and set it equal to 0. X equals 0, and then x plus 5 equals 0. Now, x equals 0, I did not mean to do that. X equals 0 is already complete, but x plus 5 equals 0, I still need to do one more thing. I need to subtract 5 on both sides. Minus 5. Minus 5, so that makes it x equals negative 5. Those are my two answers. That would be the solution to this quadratic equation. We can put these in braces. 0, comma, negative 5. That's it. The next one is the same type of problem. I've got 2x squared plus 8x equals 0. So what you're going to want to do is factor out the greatest common factor. In this problem, that would be 2x. So put 2x. And then in parentheses, you want to put what's left over after you divide both parts by 2x. So 2x squared divided by 2x is just x. And then 8x divided by 2x, that's 4. So it's x plus 4 in the parentheses. Now this is the part where you're going to set each part equal to 0. 2x equals 0. And then x plus 4 equals 0. For this one, you just have to divide both sides by 2. And we end up with x equals 0. So that's the first part. And then for x plus 4 equals 0, just subtract 4 on both sides. So x equals negative 4. That's it. So put your answer in braces. 0, comma, negative 4. That's the solution. Those first two examples were using the greatest common factor. The rest of the examples I have are what I call the guess and check method. So if I have x squared plus 13x plus 30, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to write down all the factors of that last number, 30. I like to make a list. Factors of 30. So like 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, and 5 times 6. Okay, so factors are just the numbers that would multiply to equal that number. Then I look at the middle number, 13, and I think, okay, out of my list of factors, what choice here, what pair of numbers would add up to equal that middle number, 13? That's pretty clear. It's 3 plus 10. 3 plus 10 equals 13. So that's what I'm going to use to fill in the blanks. When I say fill in the blanks, that's because this is going to split up into this product of two binomials, which is two sets of parentheses. So I'll put x plus 3 and x plus 10. Okay, so this kind of factoring is a little bit trickier than the first kind, I think. Now I'm going to set each part equal to 0. X plus 3 equals 0, and x plus 10 equals 0. So subtract 3 from both sides. And I end up with x equals negative 3. That's one answer. And then subtract 10 from both sides. And I end up with x equals negative 10. That's the other answer. Put your solution set in braces. Negative 3, comma, negative 10. Okay, the next one, number 4, I have x squared plus 8x minus 9. Again, same type of problem. I call this the guess and check method. So we'll just put a list out here for your factors of 9. Okay, so think of everything that multiplies to equal 9. 1 times 9 or 3 times 3. And then from those choices, you have to pick the pair that would also subtract to equal 8. So this time we're thinking about subtracting because the last number, 9, is negative. And the problem above, I was thinking of the numbers that would add to equal the middle number because 30 was positive. So that's how you tell the difference, okay? So since the last number is negative, I'm thinking of subtraction now. And I want it to equal positive 8. So I know that 9 minus 1 equals 8, so I want to make sure it's negative 1 plus 9. 9 minus 1 equals 8, so negative 1 plus 9. So I can use that to fill in the blanks. X minus 1 and x plus 9 equals 0. So then this would be x minus 1 equals 0 and x plus 9 equals 0. Add 1 to both sides, so that's x equals 1. And then for the other one, subtract 9 from both sides, so that's x equals negative 9. Put your solution in the braces, 1, comma, negative 9. Okay, so